She gave me 11 games, so we'll get to that in a minute. I didn't see 3 celebrity deaths, but I saw that Eddie Mecca died, and you have to be a certain age to know who Eddie Mecca is, because he was the big ragu on Laverne and Shirley. He died at 69 years old. Did you ever watch? You were probably too young for Laverne and Shirley.
I know like Lenny and Squiggy, but I don't know. And I've heard of the big ragu, but I can't picture him.
He was Shirley's boyfriend. He was Carmine Ragusa, and they called him the Big Ragu. And he was on a lot of the episodes. That show was on. Laverne and Shirley was on longer than people remember. If you were a fan of that show, it was on 7 or 8 seasons, and he played a boxer in the show or something. I don't know. I'm sure he did other things, but most people know him as the Big Ragu. And so you saw all the people. If you follow any of the, I follow Michael McKean, for instance, on Twitter, and he was tweeting out condolences and remembrances and whatever. So if you remember Laverne and Shirley back in the day, you'll remember the Big Ragu. And that actor's name is Eddie Mecca. And he died at home in California. They said he passed away peacefully. 69. I'm starting to do math now all the time. And I'm not good at math. But now that I'm 50, I'm starting to do math all the time. Where somebody will die of natural causes at 69. And I'll go, okay.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah. It's a little more scary.
Well, it's only scary because I have a little kid. Like, I have to come to terms with the fact that because I'm an old dad, I'm not going to be around. I mean, my older kids will have had a lot more time with me than my younger daughter, obviously. So I'm always doing that math, too. I'm like, how long is it probable that I'll be around, and how old will she be, and blah, blah, blah. And you'll just drive yourself crazy with that, so that's no fun. But I find myself doing it all the time.
But you got a good 30, 40 years still.
40?
You could go another...
To 90?
Yeah. I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be in your 90s.
As long as I have my faculties and everything, that'll be fine, but...
And even if you don't...
Well, I want to know that there's people around me. I was watching a thing with Michael J. Fox, and God bless this guy, boy. He is just... You want to talk about the power of positive thinking. Michael J. Fox, who's had Parkinson's very publicly now for a long time. And I don't know what the life expectancy is for somebody with Parkinson's. I don't know how long you're expected to live. I don't know if it varies wildly. But he's 60. He turned 60 this past summer. And he's had this for a long time. And I'm like, boy, that's a guy. It'd be like Tom Hanks dying. Like when Michael J. Fox dies, people are going to be like, there isn't going to be a single person who's going to have a bad thing to say about Michael J. Fox. He's Canadian, for one thing, so you already have a check in the everybody likes you box. Who's a Canadian who's not liked?
Ooh, Canadian that's not
Don't say Paul Anka. Everybody loves Paul Anka.
There's a lot of people that don't. If you work for Paul Anka, if you work for Paul Anka, you didn't like Paul Anka. How about that? Who's a Canadian?
When you said Michael J. Fox, I don't know why I was thinking Rick Fox. I thought they were the same.
The basketball player?
Yeah.
Rick Fox.
I mean, Justin Bieber, there was like a thing going around trying to get him, sent back to Canada for a while.
Yeah, Justin Bieber.
But that was like a jokey thing from people here who didn't like. Yeah, Shania Twain, gorgeous.
But people didn't like
William
her.
Shatner. Well, I'm talking about didn't like the music is different than like not liking the person.
Like straight up like
no, they didn't
a hated person. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well. I don't know if she was hated, but they wanted to send her back because they always want to send people back.
And listen, people are people. I'm sure there's a-hole Canadians too, but the stereotype is that they're nice. Geddy Lee and Will Arnett and Jim Carrey, Seth Rogen, and
Wait, why is it Dwayne Johnson Canadian?
I don't think so. The Rock? No, he's like from Florida.
Well, he's just on this list of I
from Hawaii.
Googled, yeah, I was like, that doesn't make sense.
No,
I just said
no,
famous Canadians, and
maybe they mix up famous Californians because he's from California.
Yeah, it's just the CA showing up. There you go.
There you go. .ca.
There are like super hot Canadians like Shawn Mendes and Justin Bieber, and then The Weeknd. Like they're all
Mike Myers,
Drake. They're all from Toronto. Like I feel like there's
Oh,
no
The
other-
Weeknd is Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like they're
Tristan Thompson's Canadian. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
all my favorite talents are from Canada, and I'm like, what the hell, man? All my male talents, female. I mean, other than Celine Dion, I don't know.
So anyway, where can you stream Laverne and Shirley? There's a service called Pluto TV. I don't know how many people know about Pluto, but it's like a free app, but there's a bunch of ads in it. I think Laverne and Shirley and Happy Days, I think those shows stream on Pluto, if you're familiar with that.
It might be on Peacock too. Was that an NBC show?
ABC.
Oh, ABC.
Yep, Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley were ABC shows. Yeah. God, what was somebody? Maybe you were talking about something that
and CBS All Access.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The ABC shows are on CBS All Access?
Because it's about the production company. So they'll license them.
Paramount or
Yeah.
whatever? Okay. Anyway, Cavaliers, speaking of whom, they are off tonight, but they had a huge win against the Heat last night. A couple of big wins in the last few days, by the way. They beat the Mavericks on Monday by a pretty wide margin. They beat the Magic on Saturday. I mean, that should have happened.
Yeah.
So they're on a pretty good run right now.
They've
won 4 out of their last 5, I think.
The last time they beat Miami in Miami was like 11 years ago. It was
Wow.
like LeBron and Shaq, were on the team at the time.
Yep.
And Jamario Moon.
Oh,
So,
they
like,
beat him with LeBron on the Heat.
No, LeBron was on the Cavs at the
Oh, he
time.
was
That's
on the Cavs,
That's
okay.
the last time the Cavs beat the
Shaq
Heat
and LeBron were on the
in
Cavs.
Miami. So
I see.
that's how long of a drought they had. They had like a 20-game losing streak in Miami, and they finally broke that last night.
I posted my picture of me and Shaquille O'Neal from a decade back because somebody tweeted, post a photo of yourself as a child. And
was
so I
funny.
posted that because he's, 9 feet taller than I am. And so, yeah, anyway,
Great hair, though.
I don't know how I got on the Michael J. Fox thing. Oh, the age thing.
Yeah.
That's what it was, yeah.
You're an old dad.
Well, yeah, because, I talked to my friend Chris Ty about this, too, because he and his lovely wife Nadine just had their first child some months back, and he's the same age I was when Gwen and I had Nora. My older kids are older, and but now I have a little one, and again, I've talked about my grandmother. She lived to 103, and hopefully there's a lot of longevity in my family on either side. And
Your dad is someone that was diagnosed with
Yeah.
a disease that was supposed to kill him, and he's still kicking along.
still
so I feel
around.
like you guys got good stock.
I
You'll
hope
be around for a while.
I hope so.
I think the X Factors, there's a lot of people that don't like you.
Yeah, suck on that, haters. How do you like that?
Well, I'm saying they'll be like, oh, what? I'll see that you don't.
Uh-huh.
No, I think you'll be just fine.
Well, we'll see.
You
Hopefully.
take care of yourself.
That would
You'll
be
be all right.
That would be nice. That would be nice if that were the case. Now, again, you don't ever want to be a burden on people either. Gwen and I got into this conversation the other night about
Make up your mind. Either you're alive or you're not.
Listen.
You can be a burden on people without us having to change your diaper, bud.
That's true. There are multiple ways you can burden someone. No, my grandma was living alone until she was like, my grandmother literally lived with my mom and dad for like the last 6 months of her life.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, up until that, she was living by herself in a 2-story house, going up and down the steps, and But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My parents are both in their 70s, and But yeah, whatever. Because you go, yeah, if you take care of yourself, blah blah blah. But then you got these people that take really good care of themselves. They just plop over.
Right.
I mean, there's no way to know.
There's just no reason to think about it. Like, there's nothing you can. I mean,
I know.
You can do what you can do. You can control what you can control. Look both ways when you cross the street, and just live your life, man.
I know, that's what I'm doing. But then I look at the big ragu, who's 69.
But was he taking great care of himself?
Don't
he
know
was
about that.
He played a boxer, so maybe that plays into it.
Maybe
Maybe he was actually taking some shots to the head.
he was eating a lot of ragu.
Mm-hmm.
So, R.I.P. Eddie Mecca, died at 69. Nice. And forever remembered from Laverne and Shirley. I got a trip here for you to L.A. We were talking to Kellen Erskine earlier. That's where he lives, and we made sure that people knew Los Angeles, not Louisiana. This is not a trip to Louisiana. It's a trip to L.A. for our 2022 Alter Ego Festival. This is the big alt fest we do out there at the Forum. It's Imagine Dragons and Coldplay and All Time Low and Kings of Leon. It's a really good lineup this year. So it's tickets for you and a pal. We fly you out, put you up the whole bit. January 15th, I think, is when it goes down. And you only have a couple of chances every day to win these. This week is like your last-ditch effort. So listen closely and good luck.
Now, here's your chance at a trip to our 2022 iHeartRadio Alter Ego. Text the nationwide keyword music to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's music to 200-200.
Football all the way, football all the way, yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way, football all the way, football all the way, yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way.
All right, so we get our Week 13 picks from Terri the Goat, who is out there at Marcinek Farms in Carlton, Pennsylvania. Al Marcinek is our bureau chief in Carlton, PA, and he's kind enough to have Terri the Goat. I guess Marcinek Farms is a working farm, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Talking about working farms yesterday. And each week for the past couple of seasons, Terri has chosen a certain number of NFL games in her own inimitable fashion. And then we go through them. I've already posted these this morning at the Alan Cox Show Facebook page if you want to look at them, but we'll go over them here too.
Here we are back in Pennsylvania where it's rather cold out, but Terri is diligently working, making her selections for this Thursday and the NFL Week 13. Terri was 5-3 last week, and she hopes to continue her winning streak for Week 13 of the NFL season. Her predictions will be posted on Thursday.
See, that noise there is her going through the rocks. So what she does is Al's got rocks painted with logos, and then they get knocked over, and that's how you figure out who she picks. It's very scientific, the way that she does it out there. So she gave me 11 games this week. Browns are on a bye week. She did pick both tonight, Thursday Night Football, and Monday Night Football. Tonight she picked the Saints over the Cowboys. That's probably a pretty good pick. Cowboys have 9 players and coaches out with COVID. Coronavirus is tearing through the Dallas Cowboys right now. She picked the Houston Texans over the Colts of Indianapolis.
I don't know about that one,
Okay.
Terry.
She picked the Giants over the Dolphins. She picked the Broncos over the Chiefs. She picked the Eagles over the Jets. Yes.
Yeah, okay. But even, I mean, the Eagles are having a pretty crappy season, too, so they're both bad.
I like the Jets.
They're not far off.
Oh, really? The
Yeah,
Eagles?
Eagles are not good.
All right. She picked the Bears over the Cardinals. I don't know about that. She picked
No.
hey, any given Sunday.
Right.
She picked the Bengals over the Chargers.
That's a pretty evenly matched game.
Okay. She picked the Washington football team over the Raiders of Las Vegas. She picked the Steelers over the Ravens. She picked the Seahawks over the 49ers. Seattle just signed Adrian Peterson to the practice squad, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They have had a pretty bad season, so I think the
Seahawks?
I think San Francisco's going to win that one. The
Yeah.
69ers. That's my bet.
San Francisco 69ers are going to come out on top. All right. And finally, she picked the Buffalo Bills over the New England Patriots.
That's the marquee matchup.
I was going to say, that's Monday Night Football. There's
Yeah.
a clash of the Titans there, right?
Yeah, they're both fighting for that top spot in the AFC East, maybe even the top spot in the AFC overall. So, yeah, that's a big game.
Good picks. Mm-hmm. So there you go. Week 13, only a few weeks left. Browns, of course, on the bye week. And then they're back for Week 14. Did you say to play the Ravens again?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll play the Ravens again. This time
And
at home.
At home. So there you go. Those are your Week 11 picks. Again, those you'll find them listed for you at the Alan Cox Show Facebook page if you want to see them for yourself.
Football all the way, football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way, football all the way, football all the way. Yeah, wouldn't you say? Football all the way.
Also, since that is a home game on the 12th, that means that the Cox Out pregame is going to happen downtown at the Ivy. And little Poundcake's going to be along for that one. He's going to help out because we're giving away, if you've gotten qualified for the alter ego trip to L.A. at one of the Cox Out pregames that we do, we're going to give that away on the 12th. It's not the final Cox Out, but that's when we're going to give away that trip. And little Poundcake's going to come down and help out.
Aren't I nice?
Oh.
He goes, "Aren't I nice?" is what he says. Aren't I nice? Well, they're going to pay you to be there, right?
Yeah.
So you're not doing it out of the kindness of your heart.
But I would. But
If they said, would you? If they said, "Hey, we need an extra pair of hands."
I've been doing. I mean, this job is a dream job, but I was doing it for free. That's what interning is. So yeah, I would have done it. For
But that's
free.
when you're an intern. You're not an intern anymore. That's why I was asking.
Well, I mean, I do need to pay my bills, but yeah.
I'm just asking. For sheer camaraderie.
Yeah, if they really needed me, I would. Yeah, I would.
Because the Cox Outs are fun, and I love hanging and talking to people, but there are people who are like, "Where's Poundcake? Where's Bill?" I go, "Well, this is my gig. It's a thing, and they walk away. They don't care about me. And that's fine. That's okay. So,
Where's Bill?
well, yeah. Hey, is Mary here? Nope. They turn tip and walk away. That's fine.
No, yeah.
But that's why I'm pointing out on the 12th, Poundcake's going to be there.
Yep,
so if somebody comes up to me and says, "Where's Poundcake?" I turn around and point to wherever he is. Actually, what I'll do is I will point to another person and I'll go, "That's Poundcake."
Mary's friend's going to be there. That
I'll
always
screw
gets
him up.
mistaken for me.
Yeah. I'll bring him along and then I'll go, "That's Poundcake right over there."
I'm going to wear a sign that says not Poundcake.
Right. It's just a random guy who looks like Poundcake who's helping out with the contest over here.
My brother calls me yesterday during the show.
Let me guess. He called you the N-word.
No.
Oh.
He calls me during the show, and I don't pick up, so I'm like, oh my God, now I'm paranoid because I think it's an emergency. So during the break, I call him back. I'm like, "Bro, what's up?" And he's like, "Are you on the highway right now?" I'm like, "No, why would I be on the highway? You know what? If you're on the highway, you could turn on the radio and know that I'm not on the highway." He's like, "Oh, well, I saw someone that looked just like you, and they had a Mercury Moulins." And I'm like, "But Ryan, you know what my car is. You know my license plate. You know it's not me. You know I'm at work." He's like, "Oh yeah. Well, anyways, do you want to go to the Adele residency?" I'm like, "I'm hanging up the phone. I'll talk to you later." He's like, "She's gonna be in Vegas."
Have a great Friday, you motherfucker.
I was like, I just got bullied into paying back my friend who paid for my trip on her credit card.
We bullied you into paying your debt?
You bullied me. It was not debt.
Yes, it was money you owed another person. That's debt.
But that's not, debt is,
just because it's a friend who lent you the money doesn't mean it's not debt.
Poundcake only counts it if it shows up on your credit report as debt.
By the way, did you see that debt collectors now are going to be able to slide into your DMs?
Really?
Yeah. Basically, the laws, like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau or whatever, they've been using basically a version of the same laws since the 70s.
What do you mean DMs? Like Instagram?
Yeah.
You're like, "Hey, you up? Oh, good. Can you pay us?"
Yeah. Are you up? Because your credit score ain't. Yeah, so they're updating the rules basically. Like, you can opt out, and they have to tell you they're debt collectors. So they're not trying to make it shady. But they're like, "Look, it's 2021. Rather than blowing your phone up, we're trying to update the debt collection system." So they're tweaking the rules so that debt collectors can hit people up on Twitter, Instagram, or any social account.
I would think it's fraud.
As long as the DMs are private, they'll be able to do that. So it's like, for people who use social media as an escape or just for fun, you're going to be opening up your DMs and going to go, "Hey, bitch, better have my money." You're like, "Oh, man, this is making this a lot less fun." But yes, any money you owe a person is debt.
Okay.
You should be thanking us for bullying you. Who says bullying doesn't work?
Right.
First of all, we didn't bully you. We suggested You pay your friend because you had the money.
I would say Mary was kind of bullying him.
Mary had. She was much more concerned about it.
Such a jealous
I didn't really
woman.
care. I thought it was funny, but I didn't really.
Yeah, it was funny.
like,
That's right.
do what you want to do with it.
Yeah. But again, my point was simply that your friend was paying interest on money you owed her.
She wanted the points.
Right. She wanted the points. Right. But what?
But
you
she's got money to pay off the credit card, so she's not like out.
That's right.
It should be fine.
Yeah. You thought Mary was jealous of you.
She is. She says she was jealous. She's a jealous, spiteful woman.
But I thought she rescinded.
We should definitely save that for Monday.
I thought she rescinded the word jealousy.
I don't think she did.
I thought she did. She said, I don't remember what she said, but she's definitely had some. She felt some kind of way about the way you were conducting
She doesn't
yourself.
like the way that you are childish in certain ways.
Felt a particular way about my spending habits.
Well, listen. Money spent on an experience is never money poorly spent.
Oh, I know. I would rather spend money on experience than stuff.
Of course.
There's studies that say if you spend money on experiences rather than things, that tends to make people happier.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's a return on your mental investment.
For real.
My two worlds are colliding because I just found out that my gays that I always travel with that are the travel nurses, they're going to Arizona. So my two Taylors, my two best friends, one from college and the one I'm friends with now, are both in Arizona. So I'm going to visit them out there. So it's going to be fun.
When is this?
They extended their contract, so I think it's probably going to be January to like March of next year.
All right. So your worlds are colliding is what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's my blonde-haired, blue-eyed best friends, both named Taylor, one guy, one girl, are in Arizona. They're both going to be in Phoenix.
I see.
So it's cool.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Is that a girl, Taylor? What's she up to?
That's what I'm going to go find out. I think she works for iHeart Arizona.
She's hot.
Oh, is she?
She's very hot.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, Poundcake's going to go out and ruin it. If you want to get...
Would she take your V card?
No, we have too much history. It would be weird. We talked about it, but it would be too weird.
Cleveland, you can walk outside butt naked.
I got to take a break. If you want to get a text for anything, 35192 to do that. Listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The Alan Cox Show.